even you feel it. I feel it in a way that is emotional.
You will be amazed of how far you have come until you never feel the pain again.
When you can connect with your inner child, you can start to find yourself again.
One thing you also need to believe that it's not forever. Like if you believe, like, oh, and then somehow your energy inside of you, you will feel full. Because it's full, it's burst out. So it's attract something. That's what I feel if you have something you can believe in. And for me, it's something new, that how can I find my belief in a fine time?
Because when you stop trying to be better, life becomes flat and it's less exciting. And you know, sometimes when people say that to people, it's because they hate themselves. They're not happy in their life.
You know what? You are amazing. You are very strong, and you have such a healthy and wise mindset that you already have. You also a never give up person.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Bold Moves, the podcast where we empower women to be bold, be brave, and be you. And today, I just had a great conversation with someone, and I just connected emotionally with her. We talked about self-belief. We talked about the importance of hope in finding out yourself. We also talked about the importance of connecting with your inner child. It was pretty interesting. It was a bit emotional, I might say. Let's just welcome Sena. Thank you so much, Sena, for coming here today in my studio and for sitting here with me. We're going to talk a little bit about, not a little bit, I think it's a lot, about your self-development journey, a little bit of your stories and whatever in between. So I'm excited. Let's get started. Are you ready?
Ready.
So let's start with your self-development journey. So from your story, you grew up in a family dynamic, moving here and there, pretty tough time at school with your friends, to excel academically, even modeling, thrive in life, even walked runways. And Sena went to a pageant as well as a Miss Earth Eco Lifestyle in 2020. So there must be, from that point to that point, there must be a turning point story that makes you think like, look, I've got to change. Look, something needs to be better. So when was that? And maybe can you tell us more about that?
Sure. So my life journey, I guess, started when I had a family dynamic, which is I was born in a divorced family, like
a
broken
divorced
home,
family.
you can say, like that. And it somehow brings me like, I don't want to have this too. You know,
For the future.
Yeah, for the future. I don't want to have this too. And then after that, I live with my father in Bandung. And it's also in Bandung, I face like, you know, it's Indonesian, still like old mindset where like, oh, white is better. White is better.
Oh, the skin. About the skin color. That's so true.
Yeah.
Yes, especially in Bandung.
Yeah. You know, right? In Bandung. So I was like, okay. And then that time I got a best friend who is also from Bandung. If I'm near her, it's like people not see me, but her.
Oh, because she has fairer skin color, and then you have a darker kind of shade
of short, like more tomboy and that kind of style, you know.
She wrote this: one defining moment was near the school garden where I looked up at the sky and vowed to show everyone that I was worthy.
Yeah.
The word worthy, this is interesting for me. Can you tell me more about this? And how did this help you to become the person that you are now?
Yeah, so that time I was like, after all the things happened, it was tough time in the school. I say like, you know what? I wanna show you not with the same thing that you have done to me. It means I'm not going to bully you again or do whatever, but what I do is like kill them with kindness or just kill them with achievement, you know. That's what I mean. Yes. Actually, I also not really wants to like see me like that. No, it's just because like I want to make them realize, you know, that it's not always like it's not always like, let's say, white is good, or it's not always you are rich that means you are good. No, you know,
it's never like that.
Yeah, it's not like that. So I was thinking like that time when I look at the sky, I was like, I would think I want to be a model. I said like that because I want to like open their eyes. It doesn't need to be white to be a model.
So true. So at that time, you wish to be a model, and then
I wish to go study abroad.
And then
I think that's if in that moment but behind everything's like if related to family dynamic, I feel like I want to be able to have a new environment of a family, which I will
that
not
you
remember.
want.
Yes, like so I want something different.
That is the point. That's interesting for me because there is what I heard is actually there's a lot of self-belief. And that moment in that near the school garden, you were wishing that. And then your academic score and everything. Is it because you believe in yourself?
Yes. I think that's like, if you believe in yourself, you believe in what you want, it somehow become true. That's what in my experience it's happened all the time.
There are times in my life as well that I didn't believe in myself and it became like, what am I doing? But then there were times in my life that I had to cultivate those habits of believing myself. Do you always have that though, since you were little?
Yes, when I was little, yes.
Why do you think it's important to believe in yourself?
For me, to believe in ourselves is it's help. Like it's like a manifesting. Yeah, manifesting. Yes, manifesting. So it's like if you believe, like somehow your energy inside of you will feel full. Like and then because it's full, it's burst out. So it's attract something. That's what I feel. If you have something you can believe in,
that is.
But I also honestly, like this time in this age, like you can say middle life crisis. I feel like I kinda not believe in myself. Maybe for 1 year, that's why I'm not really shine.
Yeah,
I'd say.
But the thing that you said about manifestation and all that, I'm interested in that as well, and I'm actually learning about that. And
okay.
I watched this YouTube video. They said the stronger you want something for you, which is exactly part of your self-belief as well, but they say visualizations help. So there was I think my husband told me this story. There was a guy that wanted to travel to Italy.
Yeah.
So almost every day, what he did is he because he's manifesting on being in Italy drinking coffee. So he put the music in YouTube, like Italian kind of like atmosphere. And every morning he's just drinking coffee. So he's got strong visualization of himself being in Italy.
Yeah.
And he said it helped a lot and he started doing more of that. So have you had that experience when you want something? Do you visualize it?
Yeah.
What was your experience of manifesting?
Well, the model part is probably I don't really have a vision. Maybe it's just because I have a hope. Like I want to open their eyes to see that, hey,
a very strong.
Yeah, like, hey, it's no need to be white to be a model. I think manifestation also different from each person. So you need to know what type of manifestation you are.
That's interesting. Okay.
Like for me, like I don't even tell my friends, anyone that I want to be a model. I don't tell anyone that I also want to study abroad and the partner things I never tell to anyone. So it's only in me, stay in me.
You work towards those things and then the manifesting. That's very interesting because I see that self-belief is something that no one teaches us at school.
Yes.
I don't know you, but I've never been taught at school about believe in yourself. You know, if you want something, go for it.
Yeah.
That's why the self-development journey sometimes, for me, started a bit late. Because when you're at school, you just do whatever at school.
Yes.
But then when you're out of school, then when it started to, oh, now what am I doing? Like, and then you started to find yourself a little bit more.
Yep.
You feel like, oh, this is where I belong. This is where I don't belong. And then where you hit some age, when you are 20 something, you start to realize that, oh, this is where I belong. This is where I don't belong. And that hits me because that's why the self-development sometimes started for me. It's a bit late. Looking back to your childhood and lots of moving and a lot of family dynamics going on, how did this experience shaped you to be the woman that you are?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Interesting
question. Yeah, I've been through a lot. Like at the same time, for me, those experience give me insight to make clear what I want, what I don't want.
I love that. What I want, but also what I do not want.
Yes. You know, in order for you to be able to say, I want this, I don't want that, you need to see. But if you haven't been like seen anything, you probably like,
I don't know what I want.
Or maybe just, yeah. That's why when you said also like self-development is different from a person, I think it's the environment play part also on it, I guess.
Yes.
So yeah, because that time I saw, oh, it's so hard for me. Like, for example, I'm talking about the abusive partner and this and that. And I said, I don't want that. And then it makes me clear. Okay, so if you don't want
because
like
you're
that,
aware.
Yeah, and in order for you to know what you want, you gotta try. You gotta see. You gotta listen. Try. You know. Then you know, like that.
Like a different things.
Yes. But now, I'm actually start to figuring out what next.
Because it's never stopping.
Yes.
It's still developing. It's never stopping. Once you've achieved something, you've got. What is that? Is there any? If you want to share?
I guess in this time, in this moment, I feel like this. Oh, maybe this year I just enjoy it.
Be present.
Yeah, I just enjoy it because I feel like also my life it's been already tiring. Like it's not easy to be in the pageant. It's not easy
I can understand that.
Work abroad for Indonesian who cannot speak English, and I
well,
feel
you
like
speak English.
before I was like so dumb, like Sena, come on, English, because I have that want. Somehow I become liking it.
Yeah,
like interesting in it, you know, because I want. So I was thinking, okay, maybe this time I'm just slow down and just enjoy what's the movie in my.
There is nothing wrong of being present and enjoying your life. And again, you're in beautiful Bali. I mean, it's a perfect place just to sometimes, this is what I think about in a pose, like in the pose moment. Sometimes you can see things clearer.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you watch a video, right, you're watching a video, then you pause it in a slow mode, a little bit slow mo, and then you can have a look at more things in the background. You can start seeing details and everything.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the year for you, just to find clarity of what you want to do in the next year or in the 6 months or something.
Yes. And also I'm thinking also, before I'm in my childhood time, maybe the sense of my belief is created in a not so good environment or condition. Then it's
like what?
It's become my self-belief. It's like appear like bullying, like the divorce family and stuff.
Of course.
And now I was thinking, now I feel like my life is fine. And for me, it's something new that how can I find my belief in a fine time?
Oh, that's another homework, another part of self-development thing.
That's why I'm thinking like it's not over.
That's what they say about comfort zone.
Yeah.
Comfort zone is good. It's of course comfortable, but sometimes it kills your passion. The way you say, I'm in comfort zone. How am I going to find this self-belief again? Because before, what helped me was that tough times.
Yeah, tough times.
That tough times. So talking about tough times, right? Back to that story again. What makes you keep going, and how did you keep going during the tough times?
Okay. I think what I want is that I have the wish, I have the hope, and I think it's very important for people to know their hope. So if they know their hope or goal, then the belief will create.
That is perfectly beautifully said.
Yeah. So we need to know what we want clearly, and then the belief will come. But if you don't know where you want to go, I think one thing that we need to do is experience and try to make that belief active again. I'm sure if you do not know your specific things, but I'm sure you want to be a person better than yesterday.
We need to find, like you said, the fire, the hope, because we always want to be a better version of ourselves. Because when you stop trying to be better, life becomes flat. And it's less exciting, and days becomes harder because you don't have the fire. So that's why it becomes, it's just gonna be the same like yesterday. I'm just gonna do the same thing. So I think that is very important concept. Find that fire, what you want and what you don't want. Like Sena said, what you want and what you don't want. I think it's important to find that.
Yes, exactly. Try to find that and work on it, I guess, and then just have that belief that it's impossible. Like if people say that I want to be like I am now.
Is it because people think sometimes it's impossible? That's why they feel like, oh, what's the point having that dream? It's impossible anyway.
Yes, and that's if a person say like that, it's affecting their belief. You will not be there.
That's true. Because most of the people think, it's impossible. I don't have the time. I don't have this. I don't have that. Then they start not doing what they want to do.
That's why we also need to be aware of what we are saying also. I don't give a fuck about what people say, like I don't care. They will not. I remember there's one moment when I was in Bandung and living with my stepmom. This is interesting related to it. That times she swore at me saying, you know what, Sena, you will miserable whole your life. Oh, she said like that to me. And then when she said like that, what's in my mind? Saying, I'm not a person like that and I will not gonna be like that.
And do you know sometimes when people say that to people is because they hate themselves? They're not happy in their life.
Can be also. They are not confident about themselves.
Exactly. That's why is actually confidence is silent and insecurity is loud. That's I made a post about that. It's actually true because when you are insecure, you said it to people. Like, what's wrong with your skin? What's wrong with that? Like, I'm fine. Like, what's with you? Like, because their insecurity is so loud, so they project it to someone else. But if you're a confident person, I don't give a fuck.
That's why I think like confidence and self-belief and don't give a fuck about what people think bad about yourself.
Self-belief
important.
Leads to confidence and not caring about what people think and focus on you. Just talk about things. You've worn so many hats along the way, right? You were a model before. You were like in academic, you're really good, and at the same time, entrepreneurship. Which part of that you love the most and why? Which one you love the most of being part of you? Because you're not just one, right?
Actually, this is also an interesting story. why I want to be an entrepreneur is all come from my childhood with the family dynamic. Yeah. So that time I feel like my parent is not always there for me. And I noticed that it caused me a lot of like, I need to find everything on my
pain
own.
and
Yeah,
suffering.
yeah, you know. And then I'm thinking like, okay, and then there is, when I was in the class, a teacher asked me, what do you want to be when you are grown up?
What did you say?
What is your future? Everybody say, I want to be doctor. I want to be pilot. I want to be astronaut, you know. And then deep down in my heart, I just want to say, actually, I just want to be like someone who is be there for the family. But, you know, because everybody say doctor, this, and then I
because
feel like,
you value connection,
yeah,
over profession.
Yeah, and then it makes me that I feel like not confident enough to tell what really I want to the teacher and in front of the...
Yeah, of course. Because people will be like, what is that?
Yeah, it's not something that, wow.
No, but it's actually, when you think when you're grown up, it's very important because you value connection over the material things and everything, because you just want to be the person that I want to be there for my future kids. I want to be there for my husband. I want to be there because from your life experience, you don't have that. And that's what you want to change. So if you, look, this is an interesting question. It's not like it's happening or what is funny, but if you could have a 2 minutes with your younger self, pick age.
Okay.
Think about that. Pick any age. What would you say to your younger self if you had that minute to 2 minutes to talk to Sena, younger self, age you pick? What would you say?
Maybe I speak there, yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
What I want to say is that, you know what? You are amazing. You are very strong, and you have such a healthy and wise mindset that you already have. And you also a never give up person.
Look, that's emotional, right?
Yeah.
No, I ask that question because sometimes even I feel it.
Oh my God.
No, I ask that question because it is important to connect with our inner child.
Yes.
And that's not me. No, it's important to connect with your inner self. That is where the fire is. But for the women out there, connect with your little girl inside you and imagine that, what you can say to them. And look, it's emotional because it's real.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not making, look, this is the first time I met Sena.
Yeah.
And I feel that what you say to the camera, which is mind blown. It's something we didn't plan it. I actually I don't know why I asked that question, but the emotional part is when you can connect with your little girl, with your inner child, you can start to find yourself again.
Yes.
Right?
That's true. That's true.
Isn't
That's true.
Because
that's true.
it's a realization that sometimes along the way, when we grow up, we forget what we wanted. We forget what we wanted when we were little. And that when we were little, we have no boundaries of imagination. But when we are getting older, we have a lot of restrictions. You cannot be this, you cannot be that, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. And influence from other people. And that's why I asked that question, because it is important for us, I think, to connect with that inner child. Not being childish. It's not, it's different. This is just to remember who you are.
Yeah. That's what actually I'm doing now, in the moment where I don't know, like, where I want to go after this, after I accomplish everything I want. So what I do is that I'm looking back on my childhood things, and it's like, what do I want when I was a kid, you know? And then I was like,
you start to have the ideas, that one, because you remember, of course, when you were...
Yeah, because there's a spark if I follow what my childhood wants is.
This is amazing. So look, before we wrap up, before we're finishing up, I have one question left. So what's your message? Because you struggled, you have a different type of life, and you got through it, right? What is your message to someone who is now struggling to find hope in their tough times?
There is actually a quote that makes me stronger in my hard times, is that it says, you will be amazed of how far you have come until you never feel the pain again.
Oh.
So it's like, I mean, just follow what's happened with you now, but don't forget to be strong with yourself. Keep the belief on fire. And one thing you also need to believe, that it's not forever.
Everything is temporary. Pain is also temporary. That is beautiful. Thank you so much for today. No, it's fine. No, because you speak the truth. You speak from your heart. That's why you feel it.
Yeah.
That's why, see, when you speak from your heart, it's something that even you feel it. I feel it in a way that it's emotional. And thank you so much for coming today. Everything happens for a reason. I don't know. Today,
that's what I believe also.
But yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Okay.
We talked about a lot about self-belief. We talk about hope. We talk about your resilience. We talk about connect with your inner child and a lot of things. Sena has her ways to kind of like showing you on how to believe in yourself and how to achieve some of the things that you want in life and connect with your inner child. And this is actually what happened today. And this is not in here. This is out of the script. And I love this. And thank you again so much for that, for your time, for your story, for your insights. It's going to help a lot of people. And yeah, so watch this episode and see you then.